welcome to Sports Night. My name is Bryson Patterson.
And I'm Jackson Haney. We've got a great show coming your way this week, so stay tuned for basketball highlights from both WS Neal and Flomaton, and a little information about WS Neal's wrestling team and Flomaton's newest sport, golf.
Basketball season is in full swing. The Neal Eagles travel to Straughn to face the Tigers in an important area game. Let's take a look at the highlights.
The Eagles push for a fast break, and John makes the layup. Passes it out to DJ, and he knocks down the mid-range. John passes the ball inside to Carter for the layup. AJ passes the ball to Carter for a layup. AJ passes the ball to DJ for mid-range. Jay steals the ball and gets a layup. Jay drives inside and passes to John for a layup. John gets the rebound and takes it coast to coast for a layup. Jay drives left for the mid-range pull-up. Peanut steals the ball and plays off two for a layup. Deshaya passes the ball to Amaya for a three. Precious inbounds the ball to Deshaya for the bank shot. Peanut passes the ball to Natalie for the mid-range. Deshaya passes the ball to Amaya for a three.
It's been a great basketball season so far, but sadly, all good things must come to an end. As we enter the final month of the season, we talked to Coach Miller, as well as some WS Neal players, about how the season has been thus far.
I think we got a chance to do really well. We have to get more consistency on the offensive and defensive end of the floor. Our guys are working hard. They're doing a good job of adjusting to offenses and defenses in the area, and I think we'll do pretty good. Hillcrest is really good. They're top 5 in 3A, I believe. They do a lot of different things on the offensive and the defensive end of the floor that kind of get you in different binds. They have a lot of size. But I think our guys have a chance to compete with them and do some. We're going to scheme some different things to do offensively to try to gain an advantage around the goal. So I think we'll do pretty good as long as we compete. So far it's been okay. We have our ups and downs like always, but our guys are really buying into it. They're playing hard, they're flying around, doing everything that I'm asking them to do. But so far it's been pretty good. I can't complain.
I think the game tomorrow is going to go well, that we'll be able to play defense and do what we got to do to win.
If you missed last Friday night's basketball game between WS Neal and Flomaton, you missed a classic. But don't worry, you can see it on our YouTube channel or you search ECRC Sports Night.
Following their classic performance against the Eagles last Friday, the Hurricanes made the journey up to Monroe County to take on the Tigers. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Deontay Averett passes to Mason Deller, but he misses. Quinn Odom's able to get the rebound and put it back in. Odom gets it to KJ Taylor, who drives down the lane and puts it in for two. Quentin Lane shoots the floater, misses, but Quinn Odom tips it back in. Quinn Odom drives down the baseline and slams it down. Quentin Lane fails to connect on the three, but KJ Taylor grabs the rebound and puts it back in. Quinn Lane gets it to Quentin Odom, who slams it home for two.
Sick boy, baby. Yeah. I keep winning. Yeah. I keep winning. Yeah. You see me shining.
Janasia McDonald inbounds it to Bree Stuckey. Drives all the way down the court and hits the layup. Kenna Pettis' shot gets blocked, but Bree Stuckey gets the rebound and puts it back in. Star McBride gets it to Stuckey, who gets it to Abby White, and she puts in the layup. Brianna Stuckey drives down the court, gets it into McKenna Pettis in the post, and she puts it in.
apart. Hit a melody, show you around, sit with me, bro, told me. If we make move, we can make money. I keep winning, 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 yeah. I keep winning, 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 yeah. You see me shining, 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 yeah. I need 100 bands. I keep winning, 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 yeah. I keep winning, 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 yeah. You see me shining, 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 yeah. I need 100 bands. To pull up, I'ma see dance job. I don't give a where you came from. Hey, baby girl, who you waiting for? What are we with S? I'm a quiet call. Gujarat, Jamaican, cool. Make it out of hood, tell me man do. Everybody know my name when they come through. Getting lit, big grip, no more blues. I do. Take I'm gonna be a big star one day. Get rich and get paid, baby. I keep winning, 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 yeah. I keep winning, 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 yeah. You see me shining, 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 yeah. I need 100 bands. I keep winning, 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 yeah.
Basketball isn't the only thing that's going on in the moment over at WS Neal. Wrestling is in season. In fact, they recently won the 1A to 3A Region Championship. We talked to assistant coach Gavin Walker about how the season's going for their wrestlers thus far.
How did I feel winning region? Yeah. It was awesome. You know, it's my first year being a head coach of anything. You know, having those young guys, especially a bunch of first-time wrestlers on our team, and going against a bunch of experienced schools and going 6-0. I mean, that's special. You know, so it feels good putting WS Neal on the map and getting our region, claiming our region back. So. We going to St. James on Thursday. We just got done winning the region, so we just got to win out. We got to wrestle against Prattville Christian, then we got to wrestle against St. James. We win those 2 matches, we're on the state. Put that out on my team, all right? So we'll start at 106. We got Jaden McDowell. He is a 7th grader wrestling varsity, and he went 6-0 this past Thursday. We got 113, Adam Minshew. He's always grinding. He works his butt off every time. Our 120, Caleb Emmons is a first year. He's a freshman. He's the first year ever wrestling. And that young man somehow found a way to get over 500, so he's winning most of his matches. A 126, Houston Minshew, came off of a wreck at the beginning of the season, messed his hip up, came back, and now he's wrestling. He's been a key contributor to our team. A 132 is one of our biggest leaders, Christian Smith. He's doing great. 138, Aiden, he's one of our leaders. He's one of our captains. 145, as y'all can see, I'm going through the entire list. Everybody on my team has been impressive to me because not only what they've contributed to the team, but the attitude they come every day when they come to practice. They come with nothing but relentlessness, and they come nothing but just getting ready to grind, getting all the work in. So I'm impressed with everybody. I can't just single one person out.
As you probably know, we'll be out of school next Monday for Dr. Martin Luther King Day. Bruton will host their annual MLK parade on Saturday. WS Neal has been getting ready for this parade as well as getting ready for concert band season.
Absolutely. Saturday was a day for us to really get a head start on music performance assessment, MPA. We really started by breaking down into sections and having people who are very proficient on those instruments teach those instruments some techniques, some tips, some pedagogy that's best for their instrument, not just the band as a whole. We addressed it through teaching the pieces that were selected for MPA, making sure that we took the time to teach the techniques to make it easier to play and play it correctly. We brought in Lee Stacks to work with percussion. We brought in Emily Munson to work with flutes. We brought in Connie Wilkes to work with low brass. Mr. Rogers worked with the trumpets. Sydney Aaron worked with the clarinets, and I worked with the horns and the saxes. And we divided and conquered, and we brought it back together, heard how it sounded, went back and attacked it again, heard how it sounded, took a little lunch break, and went right back at it again. I really think in the time that we spent on Saturday, we made weeks worth of progress in one day. It was essential for us to get this good start. Absolutely. Our first piece is a march, frontline march. It's a pretty standard march when it comes down to things expected in PA. It has the traditional march style, traditional march dynamics. It's pretty straightforward, not many challenges to it. Second song is a very beautiful chorale called Forgotten Heroes. It plays a little bit on some patriotic themes and the undertones, but it's very smooth, lyrical, and it has a lot of changing time signatures, so it makes you feel a little off balance, as though you've forgotten something. A lot of it is very delicate and intricate, and it takes a lot of time to really work out those balance and blend issues. Our last piece is Chimney Rock Celebration. It is a piece from our list. We have a list of pieces that we have to choose from for each year's MPA. And this is our most difficult piece. It's got some very fast rhythms, some complicated licks that go together, some very intricate balance issues that'll have to be handled, changing speeds. There's a lot of things to it to provide a very exciting theatrical performance to it.
So we basically have two processes to it. We have sight reading in general, teaching them how to read music quickly. And then when we go to MPA, we actually have a sight reading performance. Basically for that, we have 5 minutes to look at a piece without playing anything, and then we one shot to play the piece all the way. Most schools, and ours as well, we use something called the STARS system. And so it's an acronym where it's basically the order of how we address things. So we're going to start with, signature, so time signature, key signature. You get into your tempos, anything specific for that. A is for accidentals, so, sharps, flats, naturals in the music. R gets into your rhythms, and then for the last S, it's just signs, any weird symbol, anything they're not sure of. Once we kind of talk through that, it's just clapping, singing, anything we can do that's not playing so we don't get in trouble, and then we just get a full run on the piece. Pretty much we try to use Mondays when we can as a sight reading day to get practice during class, but it's one of those, the more you read, the better you are at reading.
I try to regularly practice, make sure I have my regular stuff down, mostly like my scales, and then go over the runs and hard parts of the music. My favorite one would be Chimney Rock Celebration because it's our longer pieces, and it also has a lot of transitions going into more emotional and smoother and then to fast and rapid, and it's really cool. Yes, I'm going to join the Jaguar Marching Band at the University of South Alabama in Mobile.
Flomaton has a collection of sports: football, basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, the whole 9 yards. But now they're introducing a new sport to the collection: golf. We talked to golf coach Nathan Kemp about the program and what can we expect to see from it.
Golf is just fun. I don't think I've really met people that went out and played it and played golf with their friends and didn't have a good time. It's outdoors, it's good exercise, it's challenging, but pretty much every time you go you're going to hit at least one great shot that kind of keeps you going back for more. It's something that it's an opportunity for people who don't play a spring sport, baseball or track or things like that, to just be involved in something. We've got 7 guys right now that have tried out, have made the team. Starting out it's going to be kind of tough because there's not a lot of experience. Being our first year, I expect us to just try to improve every day, learn the rules of the game, learn the course etiquette, be honest with their scores. And that's another thing that golf does, is it just really teaches a lot of honesty, a lot of integrity. You keep your own score, so there's always that temptation to cheat on your scorecard and that kind of stuff. So really focusing on those kinds of things, making sure they play with integrity, be honest on their scorecards, just trying to get better in different areas of the game. Short game is definitely a priority. That's where you can gain the most strokes, so just trying to get better each day. Well, we already had tryouts, and we can only have technically 5 on the team and 2 alternates. Anybody that is interested in playing golf this year or even in the future can come see me at any time. And although we kind of have the team for this year, we can also be building for next year, and people can still just come to practice, come to some practices, go to the golf course with us, see if they like it, something they want to do in the future. And anybody's more than welcome to come out. We practice over at the park for some short game things. We'll go to Atmore Country Club and also possibly to the Bruton Country Club, some as well. So we'll be all over the place, different courses, so we can get different looks and different practice, because every golf course is different.
That's our show for this week. Join us next week for all the sports action from WS Neal and Flomaton. I'm Bryson Patterson.
And I'm Jackson Haney. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.